Another guy recently suffering from cancel culture shit. I don't want to like rehash old drama, but due to the way Cam here acted towards my friend Pippa, I basically got fed up with having to stay quiet about like the whole thing and made like a rundown video. Ozehara made a clip of my stream of that, but Ozehara left out quite a lot of important context in that clip. So if you really want the full rundown of the Camelot situation, I would say go find my old VOD when I went down all of the information. Ziz should have the link somewhere. But yeah, Ozehara left out some of the context in the clip that's, I think, very important for understanding just how bad that was. You fucked with my friend! Fuck you, buddy! What's interesting is Camelot's cancellation by a complaining cosplayer is exactly like what happened to Vic when Weirdos tried canceling him. Yeah, I mean, it's different from what happened to me with Offkai, because in my case, it was the Offkai staff. But the fact that staff at this convention capitulated to just like a couple of cosplayers is fucking crazy. Cam said, to all the people who bought tickets to come see me at the Game and Geek Expo, I've been kicked from the event. One of the vendors and photographers from the event said that I'm a Nazi, so I've been canceled from the show. And again, they're using the same fucking logic. As someone who doesn't like Cam, he's not a Nazi. He hasn't said anything that could even be misconstrued as a Nazi. So it's fucking insane that they went with that line of logic. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You literally punched Kirsche in the face, tried to get her financially ruined, have her put in danger, and when her friends called you out for attacking her, you called foul and that you're the victim? My empathy has long since eroded away. Yeah, true. Yeah, true. And Cam posted this email here that said, "Hi, Cody. Thank you again for your interest in being a part of Game and Geek Expo. We appreciate the time and effort you've put into your content and the support you've shown toward our event. After careful consideration, we've made the decision to move forward without your involvement in this year's show. While we truly appreciate your recent efforts, including the removal of one of the flagged videos," I don't know what that means. Did they send him like some sort of ultimatum where like he got videos flagged and they were like, well, you can still come, but only if you take these videos down? What does that mean? Additional content has surfaced that has raised continued concerns from our community, guests, and sponsors. I would love to see if he posts what that content is, right? Because like I got a host of Twitter screenshots from Lysander about why, when he was still lying about it being volunteers instead of the staff, about why they felt unsafe with my presence there. So I'd like to see what Cam was given for examples of his content being too problematic, because I'm sure it's just as fucking ridiculous as mine, right? And I did send those to when oh god, Jesse Singal and Katie Herzog reached out to me. I did send them what Offkai sent me as well. I know Jesse was just like, well, those are just the ones that she chose to send you. He was like, no, that's literally all I was given from Lysander. That's literally all I got. He said furries were autistic from what you saw? What the fuck? That's just true though. Unfortunately, we've already experienced the loss of a sponsor and several other guest participants due to this situation. I just don't believe them. I just don't believe that a sponsor would pull the fuck out over Cam unless they were spending like literally no fucking money. And it is beginning to negatively affect the overall perception and inclusivity of our event. You know what should happen here? If they unironically did have a sponsor pull out, Cam should have went to Tim Pool, because he's sponsored by Tim in fucking NASCAR, and he should have been like, Tim, these people are kicking up a fucking fuss. What if we become a sponsor here? Tim Pool loves fucking sticking it to the cancel culture freak, so I feel like he would have been down for it, right? And the con also lost about 4 other people who were standing with Cam, and that's exactly what should happen. That's exactly what should happen. If companies and conventions capitulate to cancel culture, they should lose more for their capitulation. Speak out, record like Cam did, stand up for yourself, defend yourself, because that's what you should be doing. Help me, Beanie Man, you're my only hope. Beanie Man, it's time for civil war. Please understand that this is not a reflection on you as a creator, but rather a necessary step to ensure we're maintaining a space that is welcoming, respectful, and positive for all attendees and partners. Well, unless you're Cam or a part of his audience, apparently. Which is why, like, when Offkai... I knew it was the Offkai staff back when this first came out, and I said that, but I had to, you know, give a just trust me bro on this. So thankfully one of them actually outed themselves, and I could put that into the public sphere with more than just a just trust me bro. But that's why, like, volunteering your time for people who hate you and who hate your Oshi is just senseless. Like, why would you give time and money to people who hate you? This is not just about the creators. They're saying Cam is too problematic to have at our convention. Thus, the people who like Cam are also equally as problematic. It's the same when I get cut from Offkai. They're not just saying they don't want me there. They're saying they don't want you guys there because you enjoy my content. Therefore, you would also be equally as problematic. So it's like, this is just crazy. We absolutely respect your right to creative expression and free speech, but we also have a responsibility to our broader community. And yeah, if Cam had ever called for violence on people, sure, I'd agree with that, but I've never seen him do that. I've watched a couple of his streams in the past when I was going to collab with him and before all the Pippa shit went down. I've never seen him call for violence on people. Anime racist Matt Walsh is right. Don't give money to people who hate you. 1,000%. Of 1,000%. But, he goes on to, like, tag Asmongold. He said something else, and it didn't show up from the replies. He said, the funniest part is I just had 2 guys at my NASCAR race Friday with VIP access that worked for the Expo leadership. Guess that's why I was told after the race, which makes this slightly scummier, does it not? If he had 2 people from the Expo who were VIPs at his race, and they waited to tell him until after, that seems kind of fucking scummy, man. That seems kind of scummy. Jesus. Okay, so they wanted the fucking tickets. Yeah, it's scummy as fuck, dude. It's scummy as fuck. And he's had the Carolina Games Summit here. It said, fellow NASCAR fans, please understand, we at CG Summit had zero to do with the decisions related to Camelcast attending any event. We were not even told Cody was under contract to attend. We help events by leasing equipment to them and providing staff to professionally run esports tournaments for amateur players across the Southeast. We promote all events who hire us on our website and social media. We believe any frustrations should be directed to the actual event managers at Raleigh Retro, who run and own the event referenced by Cody's original post. So at least those guys have come out and said something. And Cam also said anyone commenting on the convention's Instagram supporting me is being immediately blocked and deleted, literally making every mistake. This needs to be studied. This was very similar to how my name became a blocked term in the Offkai Discord, and how comments supporting me were being deleted off the Crime Boss Steam forum for a little while. Very, very similar tactics, which is again why I feel the need to talk about this and also be on Cam's side in this instance. It doesn't matter what I think of the man. What is happening to him is not something good and should not be happening. Should not be happening. Let me see what else here. Ethan Van Shriver's retweeting it. Retweeting. My head is now pounding, man. Saturn Steve has pulled out of Games and Geeks Expo, citing disappointment in censorship, which is what should be happening. Fucking, when I got cut from Offkai, Strev, by the way, I've just combined them. Straub and Rev decided to leave the con in solidarity with me. Very fucking wonderful people. To those who are going to the Game and Geek Expo, be it vendor, guest, or customer, we're T-minus 5-ish hours from some devastating content. I would choose to get on the other side of it. Interesting. Interesting. This is when he dropped his video here. The president of Raleigh Retro Games calling me after banning me as a problematic or a celebrity guest from Game and Geek Expo because I'm problematic. Both states are one-party consent. Let's click on some of his timestamps.
You have a lot of power there, man, and I'm trying to mitigate it. I don't want you to take losses on this. All right, so like, and that's why I haven't publicly said anything about like who or what or any of that. I haven't addressed it at all. Yeah. I haven't addressed it at all.
Yeah.
So, but the only backlash I'm getting right now is just like from some of your followers from the Twitter situation and some of our and by the way, I just want you to know the Carolina Game Summit people, they're completely not involved at all.
Right.
They are not involved at all. Like they're setting up some Mario Kart tournaments, but it's funny because it's not funny at all. But yeah, they're getting a lot of backlash from some of the tweets. But yeah, they're not involved at all. But Cody, listen, bro, I'm not trying to like come at you and be like, oh, I'm trying to like silence what you're doing. And I literally, dude, I'm a fucking small business, bro. Like, like I'm not trying to take sides. I do not take anything from the left or the right or whatever.
Remember when I got cut from the panel I was supposed to be on? Once again, not even a political panel, but it was a fucking voice acting panel. at Offkai. When I was talking to Lysander was like, look, maybe, you know, in the next few years we'll grow big enough as a convention and then we can take on the risk of having people like you here. But we just can't take on that risk right now. We're too small. It's all for the grift, baby. Not trying to take a side, immediately takes a side. It's literally the same thing. He's being told literally the same thing that I was told.
Like, I'm not political at all.
Remember when Crime Boss also cited being a small company? Yeah, exactly.
It's just when we go back and we look at what's posted on our website, which is the code of conduct, and like that's what people are fucking trying to hold us accountable for because it's already posted publicly. Like it says like no discrimination, blah blah. It's all inclusive.
You could have avoided this whole situation if you just didn't capitulate to some fucking crazy freak wanting to get rid of Cam for no reason. Like you didn't have to shoot yourself in the foot, Mr. Con guy.
And that's all it is, man. I would never I would never try to like silence you and what you do and you as a content creator. Like you can say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Cause that's you, man. And I'm not gonna
remember when we talk about all the time how none of these companies actually care about any of these things that they try to promote. They don't care about the gays. They don't care about trans rights. They don't care about minorities. They don't care about any of this shit. They just care about being able to virtue signal and bending the knee to people who demand that they virtue signal. And he's right here just telling you, like, I don't care. I don't give a shit.
For that, but I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just coming at you as like, this is our first time, bro.
It's gonna be your last time, apparently.
We have a lot on the line. I literally, my whole family situation is on the line for the shit. And I get it. You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck about the brand. I get it. You don't care.
Maybe you shouldn't have capitulated to weird little freaks. You've lost far more by getting rid of Cam than you would have gained than you would have lost by keeping him on. Like, come the fuck on, dude. Come the fuck on. You're trying to guilt trip the guy that you got rid of for some seething freak. No one's gonna feel fucking bad for you. And Lysander tried pulling the same shit in the DMs with me that I released.
But at the same time, I'm just trying to like come at you as a man to man.
Man to man.
I don't want you to make any sacrifices for like what you believe in either, but I promise you, bro, like I don't have backing like what you just said. I don't have that. I'm literally a fucking guy in Raleigh.
Right.
Like you could ruin me.
Wow.
I'm clapping back.
He's not ruining you. You ruined yourself, and he's just shining a fucking light on it. And I gotta say, you'll get what you fucking deserve.
Like, I am literally saying, like, what can I do, bro, to, like, not... I don't want to fuck you either. I don't want you to feel disrespected. I would love to have you there. It was just that we were getting a lot of backlash from the local community, and it wasn't just like one person, bro.
I just don't believe you.
Never let that happen for one person.
I just don't believe you.
We were getting a lot of backlash for just different things, and
remember how Anna wrote about how there was a massive controversy and GamerSupps was getting a lot of backlash? Yeah, a lot of backlash from like fucking 3 seething Twitter freaks who are now getting comeuppance, thankfully.
And dude, like I watched your streams, man. I mean, it's not like hate speech in it or anything. Like I get it. Like I totally get it. We're in the South, you know. We're in North Carolina. I don't.
What does that have to do with anything?
I just want to try to find a way, man, that we can vindicate this. But you're right. We did ask you to be there. Our team asked you to be there.
Was he trying to be like, yeah, we're in the South, like, you know, we're all racists down here, like we all think Nazi. What is he saying with that? What does he mean by this?
So I know you're out stuff for that, and you did promote it. So you're entitled to whatever, you know, you're entitled.
Sorry, I was cracking my neck. Oh God, it's so bad.
And I don't want to hurt your brand, and my brand is shit, obviously compared to yours. So
If it's shit compared to Cam's, why would you fucking cut someone that could bring you massive revenue? Like, why would you just go ahead and do... I can't imagine the people who were saying that they were going to pull out had nearly as much, like, fan funding as someone like Cam does. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I was just hoping that maybe we could find, like, a common ground where we could...
You mean Camelot's not exactly a huge name? He's not a massive name, right? But he's still, like, decently well-known. He's a NASCAR driver. He has a committed audience, right? It's not like he's a fucking nobody, right? Like, I feel like unless... there's just no reason. There's just no reason for this, man.
Figure out something that works for both of us. And I'm not asking, for whatever. Like, I'm just trying to find a common ground, bro.
Right.
Chase is my buddy too. Like, he's my good friend, and obviously y'all knew each other, and that's why you were brought into conversation. And we had a racing section, and we were like, oh, that would be cool if we had like a race car driver or somebody. But that's why we brought you on, man. And with that being said, like, we're not like a big company or like anything like this. Literally beat man. So I don't know. I was just trying to figure out if there was a way that we could.
Yeah, I agree, Patchouli. Patchouli saying, people will remember your avarice and cowardice far more readily than they will your integrity. Con dude made his bed. He can lie in it. Absolutely. He was complaining at the beginning of this call that this is like his first time, and it's going to be his fucking last time after doing something like this. Nobody's going to trust him anymore.
Make it not shitty.
Right. So, like, we'll go back to something you said. You said you don't pick sides, and when you say something like that, why exactly am I not going to this convention?
Well, the reason was, man, because the cosplay stuff that you were talking about, and that's like 30% of the people that come to these my events are cosplayers, and they were that was what the part was like. That was like,
well, unless a cosplayer comes to the head of the con and presents like legal documentation or a police report of Cam having done something to them, they have no real reason to be like, I don't want this guy here, right? Like if the cosplayers were like, I've been assaulted by this guy, I don't want him here, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. But there's none of that. I've never even heard anyone accuse him of that. So it's just like and the reasoning was literally just like, he's a Nazi. Fuck off with that shit, dude. Absolutely fuck off with that shit.
Really like negating like how we could move forward, because dude, and it's exactly what you were alluding to in your video, is people taking sides and like harping and going off about it. Like, I mean, it's exactly what you said, bro. Like, they're fucking gonna make a big deal out of it.
Yep.
And I get that, and I totally get that. Like, I get what you were saying. I get where you're coming from, man. Like, I completely respect like your thoughts and opinions on it, and I'm not trying to say, oh, you're wrong or whatever. Like, I don't want you to think that this is like an attack against you, or like, obviously you don't care, but like you don't care what I think or what my opinion is. But
I'm going to play devil's advocate. You want to stress that this is his own fault for bringing these people on, but volunteers are the lifeblood of a con. Without them, the con doesn't happen. And if you capitulate to them, they're going to try reaching further and further year after year. And we've seen that happen with Off-Kai and how they've tried to get rid of certain people multiple years in a row. Capitulating to them is never the answer. If you lose a couple of volunteers and that makes you tighter on your volunteers for 1 year, or you even have to be like, hey, these people want to get rid of you. Is it possible that you can help me find a couple of volunteers because I don't want to get rid of you? I'm sure content creators would be more than willing to try and help, right? And especially if one of us came to our audiences and been like, hey guys, I want to go to this convention, and people are trying to threaten this convention because they don't want me to be there. And if we want to have our presence there and not get run over, we might need to put up a couple of people who might be able to volunteer there. Maybe, I don't know how expensive it would be, right? So like maybe if people are willing to volunteer, the content creator can be like, I can pay for like your tickets or whatever to get in, right? Maybe like the con can give you the tickets for free as a volunteer. Maybe the content creator can be like, I'll pay the plane ticket. I don't know. But like that would be a way to go about doing things if it was volunteers, right? But in this case, in Cam's case, it wasn't volunteers. It was apparently cosplayers and a sponsor. And that's why I mentioned he could go to Tim Pool and ask Tim Pool if he would want to make up what that sponsor was leaving. I don't know if Tim would, but that's an option he could have asked. And with my situation at Offkai, it wasn't volunteers, it was the staff. It was the staff who set up and organized Offkai year after year. There's no getting rid of those people unless you replace the entire board of them. Networking from a profession that lives on networking? Kirsche, you're insane.
That's why you have the followers that you have, because you have no filter. You just fucking tell.
Oh, Mentis Wave is in the chat. This is why the only con you still go to is retro gamer cons. Even people are based in those. This buffoonery just doesn't happen, even in the Rose City. Yeah, I mean, like, for as paused as a lot of weirdos were at, like, MagFest, it was still fun, and I didn't have to, like, encounter any politics on panels. It was just, like, the guests, right? So, like, I didn't give a shit. And I even took pictures with some of the funny people. No one goes to a con just because a cosplayer is going to. I mean, I guess if you had like a massive cosplayer like Jessica Nigiri or some shit, right? But like other than that, I don't know. I don't know, man. Ew, it's Mantis. It's the wave, man. I liked your videos running down on Journalist, dude. It was a fun watch.
Oh, like it is. I get that, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, like man to man, like bro, like this is fucking everything that I've put everything into this community, and when a big majority of it is like having issues, like that's when I'm trying to like look, dude, I don't go left, I don't go right, I'm agnostic to politics completely.
I'm agnostic to politics. That's why I'm capitulating to one side and fucking you over, buddy. But you know, I'm completely. This is exactly what happens in like the VTuber sphere as well. They're like, yeah, I'm apolitical. I don't want political things in VTubing unless it's the political things that I agree with, you know. That's like, those things aren't really political.
I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. I really don't. I just want people to come to my fucking events.
Yeah.
And that's that. And Cody, I'm telling you, that's literally all I care about, bro. I just want them to come. Like our events are like, man, that's something that's kind of like something that we have here. Like people that would never hang out with each other are there. And they're there.
Okay, then what's the problem with Cody? What's the problem with him being there?
Just for the fucking games and shit, like the video games and all the stuff that we have. Like this convention is something that just kind of, you know.
Yeah, that's funny. I just want people to come to my event, bro. Like, I just need people to come. Like, not you, bro. I don't want you to come, but like, I mean, I would have been fine with it, but then people complained. But like, I need people to come to my event, bro. Just not you, bro. Sorry, bro.
Up here in the last, and we only did this in the last 3 months. Most people, you know, they plan this shit out for years.
Yeah.
Like this is literally, I was just doing stuff.
If all he cares about the event he's going to do is so much more damage doing this, whatever controversy would have come up from having Cody is going to be dwarfed by the backlash from banning him. That's exactly what happened to Crime Boss as well. They were just like, we're a small studio, we're trying to sell a game, you know, we don't want to have any of this drama. And I was like, you mean the drama of people writing hit pieces on me and slandering me and like how none of this is my fault whatsoever? Will you at least talk to my manager? They're just like, nope, unanimous decision, no talking. Wow, what do you know? It was much worse for them to have done that than to just stay silent and do nothing, because nobody was even acknowledging their existence in the harassment campaign against me.
To my local community, man. And, you know, that's how I met Chase. And, like, again, bro, like, no judgment to you at all. Like,
Crime Boss missed out on Asmongold advertising their shit. True and real.
But you, bro, you got a big voice, and you have a huge.
How are you gonna fucking suck Cam's cock this hard, being like, you're big and you have a voice and you're like a racer? We wanted you here, but we're gonna get rid of you, and we're gonna hope there's not gonna be any backlash because people told us to get rid of you and we capitulated to them. Like, what kind of fucking weasel? What kind of fucking weasel? Holy shit.
Following too, and I understand that as a content creator myself. But fuck, man. man. Like,
if you were Cam, you would have stopped this guy 5 minutes ago and started telling him off. Absolutely not. This is exactly what you have to do. You let them fucking weasel and back themselves into a fucking corner. You don't say shit. And you be professional as fuck when you talk to them. No matter how much you're angry and no matter how much they act like a sniveling little fucking worm, you be the professional here and you just let them talk themselves into a hole. Because they will. They always do.
I want to find a way that, like, and dude, I did not want to do that. I didn't want to send you that fucking email, man.
But you did.
I really didn't. Like, me and Chase, we were...
But you did. It doesn't matter what you want or don't want, and how can we even believe you when your actions betray what you did? You thought that you would be able to get rid of Cam and he wouldn't make a stink about it. He'd be a good little cancel-cultured victim and just shut the fuck up and carry on with whatever he's doing. But no, we're not playing that game anymore. We're not going to shut the fuck up about it. There will be consequences to bending the knee to seething freaks.
Walk in, like, when the first video, and you took it down, and thank you for that. Like, thank you. Like, you've been very fucking cool about all this shit.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. You didn't have to do that. No other YouTuber or creator would do that shit. Would take a fucking video down. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, well, Chase is my friend. That's the only reason I did it. There's no other reason.
And clearly taking that video down didn't fucking matter either.
Like, no one would do that at all.
So you already got him to do something that you know no other fucking creator would do for you, and you still cut him from your convention. This guy's a piece of shit.
Totally get that. Like, fucking creators, they say what they say, and that's their content.
Yeah.
Listen, I get where you're coming from, man, and you know, if there's any way for us to mitigate it, maybe we can't, maybe we can't. I just wanted to call you man to man because I sent you that fucking email, and you posted it, and thank you for, like, blocking out Chase and my, like, contact information. I appreciate that. But I just wanted to let you know, man, just man to man, like, if you want to stand on business like that, I get it, you know, as a man and as you know, your brand and your content, I get it. But
he keeps calling himself a man. I wonder if he's self-aware enough to know that he's acted like a sniveling little cuck and not like a man.
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, I mean, when you say mitigate it, like, what do you, like, what's on your mind? Because I don't, like, I already told you, like.
Huge props to Kirsche for covering this regardless of past beefs. Very appreciative. Thank you, Cam. I feel like I would be a hypocrite if I did not cover this because, like, regardless of, like, our issues, you getting kicked from a con over being called a Nazi, and this guy, like, twisting into pretzels, sucking your dick, being like, please, this con, it's all I have. My wife, she'll take the kids. It's fucking grotesque, dude. I'm sorry this happened to you. I can hugely fucking relate, trust me.
I don't really know how we can mitigate other than, like, reversing the decision, telling the detractors to fuck off, and then post a statement saying you stand beside me.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Right.
That's not gonna it's not gonna do anything. But
that's what they should do. And even if they did that, some people would be like, yeah, that's not good enough because you've shown to be weak-willed enough that how do we know you're not going to try this again later? How do we know that you're not going to take advantage of us giving you the goodwill after the apology?
like, what are you thinking? Because I mean, you obviously are probably thinking something as well.
Well, if you have money invested, send me the fucking invoice. I'll pay it. I'll pay whatever. If you had stuff that you paid for, I'll send me the invoice. I'll fucking pay it.
I'll pay you to go away and not talk about this. What is this blackmail garbage?
Again, I haven't said and I will stand by this. We will never say anything bad. We haven't mentioned anything about any of this controversy situation at all. And we won't.
Yeah, because you know it's gonna be bad for you if you talk about it. That's why it's always on us who get canceled to have to bring it to light, man.
Won't. But like I said, I will reimburse you for anything that you've already paid, and that's all I can do. I don't know what else to do to mitigate it.
Oh, he told you what you can do, though. You just don't want to, which counteracts what you said earlier when you said you don't want to send that email. But you did. And you're gonna stand by that decision, aren't you, buddy?
You tell me.
I mean, that just sounds like fixing it for you, and then I just am fucked.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what that sounds like, right? Like
that
that's,
is.
What do I get out of this mitigation? Like, I mean, money's not a big deal for me. Like,
no, I get it. No, I get it. Well, money's a big deal for us because we don't have it.
Right.
So that's a big deal for us. Maybe not for you, but you're right. You already
Just
said,
take the money, bro. Please, just fuck my wife. Just take anything. Just don't talk about this.
I don't know, man. You tell me, bro. Like, how do we make this fucking right? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to make it right, bro. I don't want to. Again, bro. I like, dude. I totally get it, man. I don't want to disrespect you or do anything. This is just the event as it is. Like, I'm that's it's like a peace offering. I'm trying to figure out how we can like make it right with you. I don't know.
A bribe is not a peace offering.
I know we called you out of the blue, so I don't know if you want to think about it and let me know. But I'm trying to make it right, bro. I don't want this to look and reflect like negatively on which it already is.
This is the just don't make a vid, bro. Please, just you can't. My house, I put a loan on. You can't make a video, please, just please, bro.
And I get what you're saying, right? But like we're not calling out. We're not like, oh, fucking Cody's not coming. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not saying anything about it.
That's because it's in your best interest to not say anything about it. Why the fuck would you say that to him? He knows it's in your best interest to not say anything about it. Like, what?
No bad press on our end.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
I would do anything for this expo, but I won't do that. I won't reapply somebody who was supposed to be here. We cut for fucking narcissistic reasons that would probably bring us in more money than we would lose by the people threatening to leave over him. But, we can't do that.
Send me an email that says, people aren't comfortable with me being there because of the overall perception and inclusivity of the event, which is weirdly ironic to me. I mean, that implies that I'm a bad person. I'm a bad vibe. I'm a bad aura, right? And that's where the issue lies. I mean, you say there's no negative press on your side, but I mean, the entire email is like, hey, you make people uncomfortable, which, to be fair, when you say stuff like that, it can mean some pretty fucked up stuff.
Yes.
So there's people don't even know what's going on, right? Like, the people are messaging me like, what did you say? I'm like,
and it's like, this is another thing that I really hate. And it's like, I at least got lucky that when I asked Lysander for like, hey, what was even given to you that people said I made them feel unsafe? And it was just Twitter screenshot gender joke bullshit from like a decade ago, right? Not that I posted it a decade ago. I'm saying the jokes are that fucking old, basically. So it's like, when you get cut for something like this, I feel like they always should absolutely give you an example of what they were given to show you like what these people were complaining about. And I feel like the more nonsensical it is, the less information they're going to give you. And so the fact that it was just like, oh yeah, Cam's a Nazi, he makes people unsafe. It's like, okay, what were they given? What did people say that he's a white man who's muscular and takes his shirt off? What a Nazi! Did you know that going to the gym is a far-right white nationalist belief?
No, I didn't say shit. I said the same stuff that I say on my podcast every single day, and there's probably people out there thinking that I've talked to a 14-year-old girl or something. Like, they have no idea why I was removed from this thing, man. Right?
Yeah.
So that's where the biggest issue comes. Like, there's people out there that's like, damn, well, I wonder what this guy did. I wonder what fucked up thing he did. And I literally did nothing. That's the issue. I just said a thing on my podcast, like, casually, which maybe it aligns slightly lean right, which I know is completely unacceptable.
I have no idea what he said.
The anime, cosplay, furry community. But when it comes, like, what it boils down to is I didn't do anything wrong. So that's why it's kind of like, so to send an email that the entire body of the email implies I did something horrifically fucked up to get kicked out of this con, that's where we're gonna have an issue, which is why it's going viral.
Oh, was it literally the saying furries are mentally ill? That's not even like a political thing. And it's also just true! This bro needs to stop talking. Helen Razor, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. That's just the truth. That's just the fucking truth. You can't tell me that furries at conventions who are smearing their dirty diapers on random strangers' parked cars are not mentally ill. I won't believe you.
Trending right now, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, just I mean, literally, I sent the email to you, so I didn't send the email publicly to anyone else.
Right.
You posted it, bro.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course he posted it because you guys fucked him over. What is this even like line of logic that this con guy is using? What a fucking freak.
But again, thank you for not including like the names and stuff involved with it. But I sent it to you. I didn't. We haven't made any public posts about it, so it's not
this
like we're defaming
guy.
you or it's making you look bad. But I get it. It definitely.
You posted that we removed you from the con for dumb reasons. Therefore, you're not a victim of anything. You actually just did this to yourself. People wouldn't be asking what you did to get kicked from the con if you didn't post us kicking you from the con. Holy fuck! I hate these guys. You said that there's a rise in mental illness, which is more prevalent in these communities, also with the preface that it's a small percentage of people and they're not inherently bad. I mean, yeah, if you're talking about furries, yeah. I was like, I literally can't disagree. Wow. Look at this fucking Hitlerite in my chat talking about furries and mental illness. They ignored context. Typical. Very typical. You're supposed to stay quiet. What massive abuser energy? Yeah, exactly. And this is what they all do. They don't expect you to say anything. They expect you to just be a good little dog, roll over and take it, and that they'll have no repercussions. I agree with Asman 1,000%. There needs to be repercussions for when this happens to people.
I read that email and I was a guest. I'd be like, fuck that shit. I get it, bro. Like, I totally do, man. But,
right.
Like, the thing that you said, like, the stuff that you're saying in your streams aren't... Listen, this is the way I explain it to Chase. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck if you're left, if you're right. I do not care.
I don't care, but I would never, ever anger anyone on the left. But I don't care. They all sound like fucking malnourished nerds. They all have the same cadence when they're trying to like weasel around how they fucked you over. It's crazy. Cody should let them know how homophobic they were by canceling an obvious gay man. How dare they? True. Like, I was called gay by a pink rabbit, therefore you're being homophobic.
The hair, it's normal. The hair's normal.
But like paired with the mustache?
Oh, now so what am I supposed to have as hair then?
I don't know, something less gay?
All right.
If it's controversial, it's a problem. And that's where I'm hanging my hat on.
Right.
Like, it's controversial, dude. Like, I don't care what you fucking believe, dude. I really don't. Like, no, most people don't, right? Well, I'm not leaning like, oh, I'm letting some person persuade me into making this guest not come. Like, that would not happen at all. But what happens is people take screenshots and people record little sections of things that you said in your stream, which again, you're totally...
They record little sections. You mean like out of context to paint him as a worse person than he actually is. And then you believed that shit because you're a fucking weirdo.
Cool, I don't give a fuck what you say on your streams. That's you and your brand. I do not care. But you're associated with my event. So when you say that, it has effects. And I sent you that email. I've not publicly said anything about you.
Right.
At all. You dropped my name
You
and your
keep saying
Twitter,
that
my
so much.
fucking name, my full name, and your Twitter, and you're bashing my event, bro. And
You're bashing my event, bro. Well, maybe you shouldn't have cut him for no fucking reason. And then you wouldn't be in this schmickly pickle, now would you, Mr. Beta Soy Man?
And like that's where I'm having issue. So we're at a
Also, yeah, removing him from the con is a public action, and from one of his other tweets I remember reading, like, people were going to request refunds And like when Offkai cut me from my panel, they had done it too far into the window, so people couldn't request refunds anymore. So it's like, Bro doesn't seem to realize that now his event is going to be associated with the politics of the people who hate Cam, so he is taking sides. The way to not take sides would be to do nothing. Absolutely. 1,000%. The way to not take sides would have just been to be like, no, I'm not removing people. This is a convention for everyone. If he's done something illegal, bring me the police report. Right? Because, like, that's where I would stop defending him. If they brought, like, a police report and they were like, Cam is this dangerous individual, here's the proof, and the con was like, okay, we can't have this guy here, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. There's a police report, I believe it, right? But, like, they're not doing that. They're just like, this guy's a Nazi. This guy's a Nazi. And I was like, I don't know if Cam's done anything illegal, but maybe smoked weed before, I don't know. But, like... I feel like that's a rational take to have, right? Like, yeah, if somebody's actually done something dangerous and illegal, fucking get rid of them. To my knowledge, he has not done that, ever, at any point in time. Regardless of their terms, you can still request refunds via banks, and events can't do shit about it. That's true. That's true. Was this the call after he was... Yeah, this is the call after he was dropped, and the guy he's talking to is just a sniveling cunt.
You know, we're trying to figure out that. Like,
bro, look what you made me do, bro.
You were a guest. You were invited as a guest, and things came out, and then people started having issues with certain parts of your content. I literally we were sending people messages like, oh, he's a good person, he took the video down, it's all good. Like, we were in good intention.
I'm not doing this thing that is exactly the thing I'm doing. Why are you dragging my name into this? He's probably just hoping that Cam is dumb enough to just shut up after this, right? Like, he's tried offering money reimbursements. He's tried being like, well, we didn't do anything to you. You're the one who put it out there publicly. It would have come out publicly regardless, because, like, if people were going to go to see Cam and he's not there, they're going to have some fucking questions, right? Like, there would have been no way to hide this from the public. They're just mad that they're now going to be facing repercussions for their shitty actions. And I hope they do. And I hope we don't see this convention next year. Because this guy fucked around, and now he's finding out. He sounds like a scam artist. He does.
But at the end of the day, bro, I'm not going to have any guest that's controversial. That's not good for business. At the end of the day, like, that might be...
Not good for business. Like that merch drop I had with GamerSups that made them... quite a lot of money. I mean, it made me about $160,000, so I can only imagine what their portion was.
Like, what's good for your niche, but it's not good for ours, because we have to have everyone to come to our show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the caveat to that is you can Google every single guest you have that has any kind of following, and you can take an out of context thing they say or a screenshot from a post they had 5 years ago, and you could make them controversial, just like those people complaining made me controversial by taking, small clips where I said ass to mouth or something and getting me
full speed ass to mouth, brother. He gets it. Also, for people who are just coming in, I'm a little self-conscious about my Parkinson's today. I'm in a bunker. I had to leave where I live due to, like, safety issues, but my phone is on an arm and it jiggles. So, like, if I wiggle jiggle my desk, this is what happens. So, just be patient with me while the Parkinson's is in overdrive, okay? There's quite literally people still on the guest list who have sexual allegations, but they're hyper left. If this guy is getting rid of you for saying furries are mentally ill, but he's keeping people with unironic sexual assault allegations on, this guy picked a side long before. This guy's got that male feminist red flag energy.
Move from a convention, right? You can do that to anybody you want. Like, so setting the precedent is, as soon as you let this happen, which has already happened, these people that did that were like, well, if I ever have a problem with a guest ever, I can just go to their Twitter and find the first out of context thing and just get them removed from the con.
This is exactly what I said about Offkai as well, and people were just like, nah, after Kirsche's gone, they're not going to do it to anyone else because, like, Kirsche's just a shitty person, and so she deserves to get cut. It's like, they tried doing this to other people before me. I'm certainly not going to be the last.
Right?
No, I 100% agree with that, dude. But, like, you literally posted something 2 days ago, fucking, like, talking mad shit about the cosplay community. Like, That's not the same.
Probably deserved, let's be real. I mean, how many times have we seen people complaining about the cosplay girls at TwitchCon about how it's like objectifying and misogynistic for them to be there when they like being there? It's just like the fucking grid girls that ended up getting cut because some people complained about their existence when the grid girls fucking loved their jobs. Like, come the fuck on.
Same thing, bro. Like, you're dropping the con that you're coming to, but you're bashing 30% of the people that are coming. And you justified it, and you
are cosplayers really 30% of the people going to the con? I mean, maybe if you include, like, random Sally from her home who just came to enjoy the con and put on, like, a butt plug tail, sure. But, like, I can't imagine there's 30%, like, professional cosplayers showing up.
You were very, you know, you were, you kind of talked through it and all that, but that's what I'm saying. Yes, the other guests that are coming, like, you're right. I could probably go and dig through their stuff and find stuff. But we promoted you as a guest.
But they dug through your stuff first, and they showed it to us first. So, like, you're the problematic one. I'm not going to bother looking at any other people.
And what happened was, like, our community was like, oh, who's this Cody person? And they went and looked at your stuff, and then they were like, the first couple of videos that they found were, like, super controversial, and they were like, holy shit, what the fuck? And, again, it's not just, like, one person, bro. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. Like, I was keeping you coming. Like, it was all good. We were trying to put out the
He was keeping you coming, baby!
fires. And again, thank you for taking down that other video. But
your thank yous mean nothing
said,
now.
Like, oh, you can go find some dirt on anybody. It's not like go find dirt. It's like you literally just posted shit that our people are going and looking at because you were a guest.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason, man. And again, again, please understand, I don't give a fuck what you say.
Hey, remember when he said he didn't care about the politics stuff, and now the reason he's getting rid of him is because he's controversial? Yeah, weird. Yeah, I don't care about the politics, but, like, you don't have the right ones. We can't have controversial people here. For some reason, this guy is living in the year of our Lord 2025 and doesn't understand that controversial people get big money dollars.
Dude, you say whatever you want. I don't care. But it was negatively affecting our fucking event.
No, I just don't believe you. I believe that you had a couple of people screeching and you decided to capitulate to them because you were afraid that there would be a domino effect. But congratulations! You played yourself! You tipped over a much larger domino, you fucking idiot!
And as a business, you gotta understand that, bro. Like, as a business, it's an event. Everyone comes to the event. Not just one
except for you.
People that believe in one thing or one not another thing. It's everybody has to come, man. We have to sell tickets to everybody, buddy.
And like, again, as I said earlier, he's not just saying they don't want Cam there because he's too controversial. They're saying they don't want Cam's audience or people who enjoy his content. Because if you're getting rid of a content creator for being too controversial, you are essentially saying that you don't want that entire audience there either. And that audience shouldn't be giving money to your convention. Because why give money to people that hate you?
And that's all
it's just business. You said the thing, true.
And if we're not going to be able to talk through it, I understand it. Again, I'm not telling you to, anything about...
When will this whole "the left is the biggest market" meme die? All the games flop, all the events fail, they don't support creators. Look at the support you got compared to the counter support. I don't know. I don't know why any companies think capitulating to this shit is still a good idea. Like, they're afraid of something going viral on social media and being associated with something controversial. But that's all it is. It's just views and botted updates on social media. It's not money. It's not revenue. It's not actually affecting your reputation. And you get more good rep for standing by these people who are trying to be completely deplatformed by seething freaks. So it's like you have every incentive to not capitulate, and yet people still do.
Like, what you do, obviously, you are doing very well for yourself, and that's why we wanted you to have you on, man. Like, that's really why we wanted to have you on.
We wanted you here because you're big, but not big enough to get rid of you when we get the smallest amount of pushback.
Is because, like, you do have a big following. You are in NASCAR. You are all these things that we wanted for the event.
Please don't out us as being sniveling cucks, Cam.
Again, no fucking hard feelings.
Is he gonna cry?
At all.
He gonna piss his pants?
Not personal at all, dude. I'm literally just saying I'm gonna lose my fucking house if I don't. I'm joking when I say that, but
I don't think you're joking. You sound very desperate, and also Cam owes you zero fucking sympathy.
But at the same time, I just want you to understand that, like, that's how serious it is. Like, I put everything into this. I'm a local guy, dude. Local to Raleigh. This is a local convention, and our sponsor's a local game store. Like, we don't have sponsors and people giving us money and stuff like that. So
Cam should. That's true. If Cam makes another reply to these people, he should just be like, "It's just business. I talked about something you did for me or to me. It's just business."
And that's why I just want to talk to you man to man. And I get it, bro. If I'm not, obviously I can't make you do anything. And if you want, I really hate that we had to.
No, this is not Geeks and Gamers. This has nothing to do with the Geeks and Gamers podcast. This is an expo. This is completely different people. I know the name is very similar.
We got to this point, but bro, I told Chase, I was like, let me at least talk to him, man. Like, I just want you to know where I'm coming from, and you can, obviously do whatever you want, Cody. And like, I respect the fact that you do speak your mind and that you do.
Clearly, you don't.
I'm just trying to like make sure that we can have a good event and that we can sell tickets, buddy. I mean, that's it, man.
Right.
It's just like what Crime Boss told me. If only you just hadn't inserted yourself into picking a side and you actually remained neutral. Like, I don't know, Gamer Subs. Use code Kirsche for 10% off your orders at Gamer Subs now.
You want to be all inclusive, but the issue that is the biggest issue is when you're trying to be all inclusive, you're intentionally exclusive to everybody that might believe or say a certain thing, or maybe be outspoken, or maybe just speak their mind. So it's not really all inclusive. It's just it's inclusive for the people that, like, shut their mouth and toe the line, and that's where everybody's having an issue online, right? Yeah. So I mean, I do look at it as a business. That's the first thing I look at it from a business standpoint, and I'm just telling you, it's not a good business move.
It's not. It's not. He's right.
From my perspective, like, it may be like in the short term, like knee-jerk area, it might seem beneficial, but from my experience, it's just, to be labeled as the only convention canceling people, like, in 2025, in like the last decade, is like, I wouldn't want to have that.
Well, not the only one.
I wouldn't want to have that title, is all I'm saying. And I want to reiterate that I'm not, I don't think I'm not, trying to be personal as well. Like, I'm not pissed at you specifically. I'm not pissed at anybody, really. I'm just trying to figure out, like, why, and you know what I'm saying. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just it's a lot of weird, like, ironic stuff, and I don't really know how to fix it other than, like, what I mentioned before, which I know is not even on the table, because again, like, once you start listening to like one cosplayer or something, there's nothing I can do, right? So
yeah. No, dude, I mean, you're 100% right. Like, right? You can't, at the end of the day, like, you can't be all inclusive to everybody and promote it that way, because you're going to get 50% of the people that are happy about it and 50% of the people that are fucking pissed off about it. So,
but you could have just not had an issue if you just didn't do anything.
So, with that, I mean, look, man, with that being said, like, you can, you're going to have that opinion, and, I mean, I don't get you, I don't expect you to, like, get our, or my, respective, of that.
That's because your perspective is really dumb, and you've just shot yourself in the foot for literally no reason.
Which you do, but you do make a good point. Like, obviously, you can't be all inclusive if, you know, we're not accepting the opinions of this group, but we're accepting the opinions of this group.
Right, and I don't mean to cut you off, but like, you can be all inclusive, and the way you be all inclusive is if you invite guests, they show up, and then they leave. Right? But when you start being like, oh, this person doesn't like you, and this person doesn't like you, and this person, that means we have to cancel this person, and now you're suddenly not inclusive. The people that choose to not come because I may be there and I'm evil, they are choosing themselves to not participate.
Correct.
So it's not inclusive, right? It's the complete opposite of inclusive when you start.
And I don't like throwing weight around, but when you're in the situations like this, I absolutely fucking do. Like, if I know some of the people, like, in the public campaign against, like, gamer subs, right? When I know, like, Joe Cat or Kaio or Rin Penrose, who are just absolutely fucking basically worthless to a sponsor because they just don't, they weren't, like, one of them wasn't even contracted, right? I don't know how much money Kaio is making. Probably not a lot if he was willing to drop it. Rin Penrose, not making much off of it. So it's just like, if I know these people, I'm absolutely going to be like, yeah, I was probably making quite a bit more than they were. I was probably doing quite a bit more than they were. Like, absolutely throw your weight around to some guy trying to be like, oh, well, we need to capitulate and get rid of you because, like, you know, 50% are going to be happy and 50% are going to be unhappy. It's like, no, if you piss off my audience, it's going to be much worse for you, baby. Maybe rethink this. You unfollowed Kaio over this crap? I'm surprised you were following him to begin with. I'm going to be real with you. He could have got a bunch of racing fans to the con. If they like it, they might come back next year. It's a win, his loss. Yeah, exactly. Hello, Mokina lady. Hello. Standalone complex. I'm a delicious smelling foxu. I am. I smell like pine schnapples right now.
Start removing people from your con, right?
Yeah. So. Bro, you make a good point. I mean, I can't argue that, honestly.
I can't argue that, but I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
You're right. You can't say you're all inclusive if you take one opinion over the other. I get that.
Yeah.
You're totally right. And again, I'm not here to debate like that at all.
No, so, I agree.
Well, listen, I'm not going to take any more of your time, man. I just wanted to call and kind of give you where I was coming from, as just, you know, why we did what we did, but I get it. Fuck, man, I don't know.
This guy knows he's fucking cooked, dude. He knows.
I wish we didn't get to this point, but
no, dude, I completely agree. I think it would have been fine if we just did the convention and had a good time. But you know, I
know.
You know,
no, dude, like it was gonna be cool. It was really gonna be cool. Like we had the racing section. Like I thought it was gonna be really cool to have a NASCAR driver there, and I get it. But but anyway, with that being said, man, I don't want to take any more of your time, brother, and you know, I wish we could have found a way to.
Yeah, you could have, instead of groveling on your fucking knees, sucking his dick, trying to hope that he wouldn't ruin you, you could have just asked him to come back. Could have been like, hey, bro, I made a knee-jerk decision, and I know you have no reason to trust me, but, like, we should have you come back. Like, it was wrong of us to do that, and, like, we just made a snap decision that we shouldn't have done, and we want you to be here. We want your audience to be here. We don't want people to feel like they're unwelcome. Absolute beta bitch behavior from this con guy.
Not getting to this point, but I get it, and I get what you're saying. I completely understand your and respect your side. So,
I have to stand on my principles, or else I don't have shit.
True.
Right? So
yeah,
you know, like I'm kind of on the opposite end of it. I've experienced it, and I tell them to eat my ass because I just don't care.
Full speed, baby.
You know, like I've been in the position where I almost lost my house last year over something similar, and I was like, I will either survive or die, but I'm not going to change.
I have no
what
idea
I do, like,
what that situation was last year.
Group of people, because in the end, I'm going to piss off everybody, so it doesn't really matter what I do.
Well, that is true. At the end of the day, bro, I mean, on a personal level, I get it. You're never going to please everybody. Everyone's always going to come at you. I know that firsthand. So
Bork.
I can respect that, and like I said, I can respect you for having that.
I do not believe this guy respects Cam whatsoever.
Yeah. So, shit, man. Well, thanks for talking to me and hearing me out. I wish that this could have happened a little differently. Like what I had in mind was going to be fucking pretty epic.
Yeah.
But I understand, and I understand where you're coming from, and I respect your position. And yeah, man. Hopefully, at some point, you know, we find ways to keep moving forward with our stuff. So, thanks for at least talking to me, bro.
All right, ain't no
God
problem.
damn.
All right, man.
All right, bud.
I'll talk to you.
That was excruciating to get through. Holy fuck. I mean, Cam did the right thing by just letting that guy dig himself into a massive fucking hole. But, like, Jesus, that is rough to listen to. Oh, Yeet fucking tweeted it out. CamelotCast drops a 28-minute recording of him. I think this is the one I quote retweeted. So Craig standing up for him. Hopefully this inclusivity will save his house. Oh, he probably gonna fucking lose that, baby. Reach out here for the refunds. And I think Cam had made a tweet where, like, people were struggling to get refunds, if I remember. Vux announces he'll no longer be attending Game and Geek Expo NC as a result of my canceling. Based. There's me retweeting it. Thanks for reaching out. He'll reach out for a sim rig sometime soon. This is Carolina Games as well, clearing up that they had nothing to do with it. Dude, capitalizing, selling your canceled merch. Fuck yeah, brother. Get that bag. Several announcements tomorrow regarding this. I feel you won't get invited to many cons after this. The people that say this shit are crazy. Right? Like, people did this to me during my cancellation campaign where they're just like, oh, Kirsche feels like she's won, but what has she won? Everybody doesn't respect her. Nobody's going to collab with her. She's not going to be invited to things. The amount of people I had reach out to me to invite me to do things or ask me to be part of, like, something has been insane. And, like, I don't try to talk about things before they're actually set in stone because I don't want to bad juju anything. But hopefully I got a lot of fucking fun stuff coming out of this. As literal NPC, yeah. It's literally like a coping mechanism. Like, we can't be wrong. You have to be a horrible person. So even though it looks like you're winning right now, you're gonna lose long term because that's just how the world has to be, okay? I just need to answer my DMs, honestly. Watching a new con crash and burn sucks, but if you can't figure out how to not screw over your guests, you've got no business running one. Silence and fence sitting are exactly why this kind of bullshit keeps happening. It's beyond politics at this point. These people are actively ruining the gaming space. And he's completely fucking right. He's completely right. Stop letting companies get away with this. If companies capitulate to any kind of cancel culture nonsense like this, make them know that they will suffer for it. They will suffer for capitulating to cancel culture. We are canceling cancel culture. No longer will we deal with this oppression, man. Just need you to sit and starve. Yeah, right? Yeah, right? Hypnotic doing a video on it. RNG gamers catching a lot of heat for attending the convention that you cancel from. Please do not go after an individual that isn't involved. And I had to say this plenty of times about Offkai as well. Like, there are reasons some people can't say things publicly. There are reasons some people can't get involved. And, like, please do not bother them. Please do not bother them and be like, hey, why are you still going to this convention that, like, fucked over your friend? Like, don't do that. Right? That makes you look kind of crazy. Big video, go share it. Support the fight against the new wave of cancel culture. Stop it before it starts. Was recently supposed to attend a convention called Geek and Game Expo in North Carolina as a guest. I was then told 2 weeks before the event that I was too controversial and problematic. Allegedly, one of the people in leadership who previously worked in DEI for Epic Games. Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! It comes full circle! That's nuts! Demanded I be removed. The president listened and caused a storm. He then called me on the phone to plead his case, but it gets worse. Share this. That's fucking crazy. The fact that it was somebody who worked in DEI for Epic is just like icing on the goddamn cake. I hope that guy is forever known as someone who tanked a fucking con. That's insane. For this multiple times so far, is this true? He said on the phone call he would. It would be wild to go back on that. Someone left a comment for Cody saying, sounds like they're not refunding people's fees or admission. Dispute the charges with your credit card company. If enough people do it, they'll start asking questions about their legitimacy. Can we trace this all the way back to Bridge? Don't let Bridge get an inch, baby. Don't let him get an inch. Fuck him. Fuck him. But yeah, I'm sorry that this is happening to Cody, and it's good that he's getting a lot of support in regards to this, because this kind of cancel culture bullshit is just, it's disgusting, and it shouldn't be happening. If you have an opinion, you shouldn't be canceled for it. If you're not doing something illegal, if you're not calling for violence against people, you should be allowed to do whatever you want. And I'm sure whatever he was going to this convention for, it wasn't going to be politically related. So his political takes shouldn't even fucking matter. And it's less political when he says furries are mentally ill and more just like a reflection of real life. Hashtag cancel culture. True and real. May have our disagreements, but cancel culture shouldn't make a comeback no matter who's the victim. 1,000% agree. 1,000% agree. So I'm glad to see that there's a lot of people supporting him while he's being canceled as well here. Hopefully that convention suffers greatly for their shitty actions. That's a bit of a wrap on that one.